What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quartering, and every once in a while, I think it's worth calling out, even promoting a fellow content creator who strives out on their own, who won't allow their content to be moderated by what is, in this case, more than likely Netflix. I can't say that for sure, but it's probably Netflix. Comedian Andrew Schultz of the Flagrant 2 podcast. It's a podcast I've absolutely seen clips of. I don't know anything about Andrew Schultz's like political leanings. Doesn't matter. He seems to make jokes at just about everybody's expense, and I 100% stand behind that. And so he runs a podcast called the Flagrant 2 podcast. He does stand-up, and he had recently done a stand-up for a streaming service. I mean, I can't know for sure, but I can be reasonably sure that it was Netflix, because Netflix is the one that buys comedy special stand-ups, and he's done a Netflix comedy special before, and he told them to get bent when it comes to censoring his jokes or changing or removing any of the content. Comedian Andrew Schultz has a comedy special coming out on a streaming service this month. Had being the key word. The streamer wouldn't release it unless the streaming service wouldn't release it unless he edited jokes out of the special that were deemed, quote, problematic. Schultz said no, and instead bought back the special from them so he could release it independently. Now he does this video, he talks about it, he does not name Netflix, but he does say that he bought the special back, much like the way I think Sylvester Stallone did with the first Rambo movie, right? I think he did. Anyway, quote, they said you can't put this out. The jokes are wild and we don't want to deal with the backlash. So you're going to have to edit it. Adding, I'm a very stubborn guy. So long story short, I took my effing life savings and I bought my special back. Now, I'm not a big pay for comedy stand-up special kind of guy, but I will buy his because I want to support this. He does not specify what streaming service, though Schultz had previously released a special on Netflix. Netflix had run into trouble, quote unquote, with Dave Chappelle, a Ricky Gervais special, which is why some believe the streamer sent a memo warning to woke employees. And while I am unaware of any controversy from Bill Burr's upcoming special, even money would say there's going to be some sort of sore heinies over it. Quote, or the author continues. This is Brodigan, I think. Yeah, Brodigan wrote this. I'm not saying it is. I'm not saying it's a Netflix nor a Schultz, but if it were Netflix, they would have made the decision because they just don't have the strength. Whatever streaming service it is, could also think America is too raw for jokes like this one. Not all of America, just half of America who's upset over Roe v. Wade being overturned, which makes up 95% of tech employees. So he does have this joke about going to the, he put this clip out. This is one of the lines they were worried about for the special. Shout out to the boy that lived, though. He's got some pretty funny, bits where he talks about, he talks roast at the clinic, so to speak. This is something, I don't know if he's promoting it because, there's not a lot of, I don't know. There's not a lot of backlash I see. It's a controversial joke, but it's funny. I think it's funny. I don't know if he's going to get, I doubt he'll get mad if I show a clip.
Like, y'all.
There he goes.
When you say that men should have no say in the decisions you make with your bodies, those are your decisions to make and yours alone. And I feel that way because at the end of the day, when we all go up to heaven and God's like, why were y'all killing babies? We're going to be like, y'all.
I mean, it's funny. I don't care if it, it's, I don't get offended by jokes, in general. There's like laziness and stuff, but like his crowd, his viewership obviously knows that he is pretty wild. So he's got his special that drops on July 17th. I don't care. I'll even promote it. So he's got, I don't know, just a pre-order. I don't know how much it costs, probably $20 or something, but I'm going to buy it. Just because, $15. Okay. Because I support this. I support independent content creators. In this particular case, a comedian saying, you know what, I'm not going to let you censor my content. I'm not going to bend the knee because this is my art. And Andrew Schultz, I don't know what kind of money he's putting up here. I assume it's in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. He's got a big audience. Not only do I hope he at least makes his money back, but I hope he, generates a lot of revenue so that we can start buying content directly without having to pay Netflix for stand-up specials. We saw this with, I think Louis C.K. put out his own stand-up special. There's another comedian whose name is escaping me right now who put out their own comedy special. Like, this is how it should be. It should be direct to consumer. So you don't have to worry about the delicate sensibilities of some intern who works at Netflix. So it goes on, whatever streaming service it is, could also think as America's too raw for the jokes. In this bit, instead of viewing the act as a procedure and a sacred right, Schultz echoes the sentiment of Joe Biden. The streaming service may have thought it was too soon for such a joke, with everything happening in America, as opposed to people who enjoy comedy feel it's never too soon and thought the joke was funny as heck. I mean, the crowd seemed to like it. Cheers to Schultz for having the stones to do this. It's easy to take a stand when you have a giant pile of FU money to fall back on. Schultz does not. I'm sure he's doing okay. I mean, he's got a very popular podcast. His YouTube channel's got 2 million subscribers. Looks like he's averages, really strong views. So he's doing okay. But I do like that he hosts, whoever on his podcast, even after the Will Smith incident. He put on full suit armor and did this.
After the vicious attacks on Chris Rock last night, we think it's only right here at the Flagrant 2 podcast to defend the comic's honor to tell jokes. So here we go. If you didn't see the Oscars, Chris Rock got himself in a hairy situation. He shined a light on female alopecia, while Jada's head shined a light on everything else. Chris was making fun of Jada's baldy, but seriously, how is Will supposed to get turned on if she has a woman's haircut? Now, I'm not saying that he's gay. He likes women, specifically ones that swim for Penn.
Holy shit.
I mean, there are very few comedians. I actually have never seen a stand-up before, but there are very few comedians or, content creators who will just say, F it. Now, it is a luxury that for people to do that at a certain level. Look, I create content. I know the content I create isn't shattering, world-changing. I provide a little bit of entertainment in a niche, and I hope that my coffee company will be my form of, putting my stamp out there on society and providing high quality product to people without any politics. Coffee, tea, and cocoa, delicious stuff. But Andrew is taking a huge risk here, and this is, I'm certain that it's Netflix. I'm just certain of it. But this is it's actually crept back up in the past couple of days, because Barclays cuts Netflix targets, sees bigger subscriber losses than expected. That is not a good sign. And the idea that, there's not, I wanted to pull up the Netflix subscribers number, because this is 2 weeks ago. They just cut 300 jobs. 1 week ago, Netflix is struggling to keep its newest subscribers. You know why? It's because things are getting expensive out there for people. Forget. I'm not saying all people that live on the coasts. I'm talking about like elites, right? There are probably elites in the Midwest too, almost certainly. Okay. They aren't out there rubbing shoulders with everyday people. They don't know what the actual struggle is. They never had to struggle for anything. And now they really don't, because they have a $200,000 a year job at some tech company where they feel like they can go complain about it publicly on Twitter. When you spend time with regular people, when you go to your pubs, when you're in a bowling league, when you play darts for fun, when you go to your farmers markets, you talk to regular everyday people, and when gas is $6 a gallon, it affects people. and they start canceling things like Netflix and Hulu and stuff. People, back when cord cutting started, it was about money. It was that I can get the same kind of product for $15 a month instead of paying $150 a month for cable. Then, as predicted, now people are paying an average of $80 to $120 a month in various streaming services. So everyone's right back where they were. They're just paying it to 6 different people instead of 1. So what's going to happen is eventually people are going to cut that, and they're going to realize, hey, I actually don't need these things in my life. So kudos to Andrew Schultz. Best of luck to him on his stand-up. I hope he does awesome. I hope he sells 100,000 copies of it. I really do. I hope he crushes it. So good luck to him, and good on him for standing up to probably Netflix. Hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.